We played on January 2nd, and for us, we have ACC basketball. We thought we left these issues behind in 2020. They carry over into 2021.
Roy Williams said this game came together in just 30 minutes. Notre Dame was supposed to fly to Pittsburgh. Instead, they fly to North Carolina, and we are set for basketball. The Tar Heels in their home whites, and Notre Dame with Jawan Durham jumping center. It's the Tar Heels who have the basketball first to get things underway here at the Dean Dome. And you can see that number 2, Caleb Love, is in the starting lineup at the point for the Tar Heels as Coach Williams, Corey, continues to shuffle the deck.
But right now, he is looking for the best unit to be able to start this game defensively. And that's really what's been the issue for North Carolina over their past 2 losses. They've lost 4 of their last 6 games and 0-2 in the ACC. They've got to find a defensive identity, and they find one on the first possession. Armando Bacot doing a great job playing 3-quarter front, causing the turnover for Jawan Durham.
There you see the Hall of Famer inducted into the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame 13 years ago, a 3-time national champion with the Tar Heels, Roy Williams. Down to the low post they go, and a foul called that will send Day'Ron Sharpe to the free throw line. And there's Mike Bray wearing shorts.
Mike Bray looking so casual, making the trip in. And we had to check the weather. It's 55, 56 degrees in Chapel Hill. It's about 32 in South Bend, so it does feel springish, maybe a little summerish to Mike Bray. 20-degree difference from where he's been.
Corey, I got a question for you. You think if they were playing in Pittsburgh today as scheduled, he'd be wearing shorts?
I do not believe Coach Bray would have on the shorts in Pittsburgh. But really, when you think about what has happened this year in college basketball, games being canceled, making up, games and creating games on a 30-minute phone call, 48 hours before tip-off, this is par for the course. This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to wear shorts. This is like AAU season right now, Doug. Nobody even had time to really scout each other on this, but North Carolina does a great job on back-to-back defensive possessions.
Carolina took it away and then gave it up. Here comes Prentice Hutt, 2-on-1 for the Irish if they hurry. And it's an easy layup on the break by Jawan Durham.
We got a shot of Roy Williams earlier, and who he was talking to was actually the ACC preseason player of the year, Garrison Brooks, who was not in the starting lineup for the 2nd straight game for the Tar Heels. But you can see Garrison Brooks, of course, not holding any ill effects towards Coach Williams. The two having a great conversation early, and Garrison Brooks will be making an entrance soon. But Day'Ron Sharpe getting a start, coming off to a good start already. 4 points for him to start the game.
Yeah, the last time out, North Carolina on Wednesday lost in Atlanta to Georgia Tech, and Brooks didn't start that game because of defense. The previous game, we're not sure why he's coming off the bench here, but I would think by the end of this one, Corey, he's going to wind up playing starters minutes.
I'm sure he will be, and right now we see Notre Dame in the zone defense because they are going to dare North Carolina to beat them from the outside. And most teams right now don't fear North Carolina's outside shooting. They fear those big guys up front. And the best way to try to defend them is through that zone defense.
Sharpe stepped on the end line, give it back to the Fighting Irish. Yeah, these two teams very different in their makeup. North Carolina very deep, going to see a lot of players coming in and very big inside. Notre Dame, as is custom for Mike Bray, doesn't have a deep bench, and we're only going to see 6 or 7 Irish play in this one.
Well, we've already seen more production by Cormac Ryan and the entire Notre Dame backcourt in this game than we saw the entire first half for them against Virginia. They only had 1 point from their backcourt in the first half of that game. Ryan's 3-pointer gives them a bigger lead over Notre Dame on Wednesday.
Dane Goodwin with a basketball, lazy pass. Love couldn't save it. It goes out of bounds. Notre Dame will keep with 15 seconds on the shot clock.
But great hustle by Caleb Love getting into the passing lane there. And Love didn't start the game against Georgia Tech because of his defensive grade against NC State. So he showed Coach Williams that he belonged back to that starting lineup in the Georgia Tech game, where he did knock down 2 3-pointers. So right now, Caleb Love going back at the point guard position as R.J. Davis will come off the bench for the Tar Heels.
Certainly there's been a lot of discussion about the freshman backcourt for North Carolina here in the early going this season. What have you seen from them, Corey, and what more needs to be done for UNC from those guys?
Well, honestly, right now, what we're experiencing when you look at Caleb Love and R.J. Davis, both of them, they are freshman point guards in the ACC. I did that, Doug. It is not an easy task to be able to have. Now, we've seen players make it look easy over the past few years. However, it's not easy, and these two guys who were great high school players are figuring it out on the fly right now. The problem is they don't have a tremendous amount of veteran leadership around them to show them the way as far as backcourt players. Oftentimes you have guys coming in, and they've got guys who've been in the system that can show them how it's done. They don't have that as far as the backcourt when you consider Andrew Platek is the only guy that has experience from North Carolina that can show them the way. But Platek, not a point guard, difficult for him to do so.
5-4 Notre Dame. Another pass deflected out of bounds that Notre Dame will keep with 15 on the shot clock.
And you love the energy by Caleb Love getting out in the passing lane, and now R.J. Davis gets his turn coming in. Both these guys have started together for the majority of the season thus far, but now Davis will take over with the point guard position.
And that seems to be perhaps where Coach Williams is going off the turnover. It'll be Carolina basketball that against Georgia Tech, Coach Williams seemed to play the two freshman guards together less, and that's what we've seen in the first 4 minutes here today.
And part of that was because he wanted to have Platek on the floor, you know, more. And Walton has really kind of carved a niche for himself in this lineup as well. He has been their most consistent shooter from beyond the arc. Where North Carolina has struggled, he's been the one guy that they can depend on to knock down a shot. And there is Walton on cue on the nice kick out from Brooks. Inside out, and the Tar Heels take a 2-point lead. Well, you know, that's the only reason I said that. Because I knew he was going to catch it on that. But yeah, of course, I knew he was going to catch it on that possession and knock down a three. But when you look at Walton, 3 for 4 from beyond the three-point arc, 9 points for him versus Georgia Tech. And he's the only guy that's been consistently giving them a threat from beyond that three-point arc. Now 9 of 17 on the year from distance. Irish get those 3 right back to retake the lead at 8-7. Off the triple by Nikola Jogo. And Kerwin Walton finding his spot on the floor for the Tar Heels. Happy to be back home. Top of the key 3 is good.
Bolt 24 keeping it real with Damian Lillard.
It pays to have range, like Bolt 24 antioxidant with vitamins A and C, Restore with 10 grams of collagen, and Energize with caffeine. All kinds of range.
Bolt 24. Nova is a full gym in your hands that enables you to work out where you are right now and enjoy the same benefits as weights without the weight. Powered by our patented SpiroFlex technology, the Nova Gym enables you to fit fitness into your busy life to get lean and fit anywhere, anytime, home, in the office, or while traveling. Build and sculpt your chest, back, arms, core, and legs, and transform your body with Nova.
NovaGym.com.
This is more than steak. This is a wake-up call for all 5 senses. This is Omaha Steaks, hand-selected, butcher-cut, and aged to peak tenderness. Best steak you've ever tasted, guaranteed. Plus, anything else you crave. Seafood, chops, burgers, Omaha Steaks. Every meal is an unforgettable experience. Plus, order now and get free chicken and burgers. Visit omahasteaks.com/TV.
These folks, they don't have time to go to the post office. They have businesses to grow, customers to care for, lives to get home to. They use Stamps.com. Print discounted postage for any letter, any package, anytime, right from your computer. All the amazing services of the post office, only cheaper. Get our special TV offer, a 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale. Go to Stamps.com/TV and never go to the post office again.
We've been friends for 7 years. I'm not that skilled in the world of cooking.
Today, you are going to become a cook.
So how do we do it?
Let's just follow the directions.
Not only do they give you the ingredients, tell you how to make it, but they portion everything out.
It's taking out all the stress of it. Dude, this move, it kind of looks like you know what you're doing. It's like a life hack.
I can't believe we made it.
It's really good.
Every night, cooking.
That's a new you.
Yeah.
Hit refresh with HelloFresh. Go to HelloFresh.com and use code TV10 for 10 free meals, including free shipping.
With Corey Alexander, I'm Doug Sherman. Happy New Year, everybody. And even though it's January 2nd, Corey, I don't think it's too late for some New Year's resolutions. What do you think?
Not at all. For Notre Dame, they have to defend the three. Teams are shooting 39.3% against them from beyond the three-point arc. And Mike Brey always teaches play with confidence, so he's going to make sure he gets that across to his team the remainder of this year. For North Carolina, they have to take care of the basketball. Turnovers have been an issue for them. 18 turnovers in back-to-back losses to start out ACC play. And then they have to find a defensive identity. He's having to rotate his lineups to trying to find a group that can get stops. Regardless of how good you are offensively, where North Carolina is not his best offensive team this year, you still have to defend, and they have not been able to do that at a high level, which has cost them games early in this season.
Cormac Ryan guarded by Leaky Black. Goodwin gives it back to Ryan. He's already made 1 3. Good closeout by Black. This has been a sloppy start to the game both ways. That is the 9th shot attempt combined. They both have 4 turnovers per team.
And that's not like Notre Dame basketball. In North Carolina, we've seen them turn the basketball over a lot in the past couple of seasons, but Notre Dame takes care of the basketball. That's one of their strengths. And you see Dane Goodwin doing a tremendous job, overpowered and really outmatched physically on the block versus Day'Ron Sharpe, but he did not give up on that battle. Does a great job coming up with the basketball and making a turnover for North Carolina.
Yeah, giving up 5 inches and 65 pounds in that matchup, but he still was able to take the ball away. And we'll get the inbound. Prentice Hub, the 6'3" junior point guard from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, who is the unquestioned leader of this Notre Dame team. One of 4 quad captains, but he's the guy that makes Notre Dame go.
Well, and it's the junior class when you consider Hub, Goodwin, as well as Laszewski. These guys are the core of this team as Goodwin knocks down to 3. And now 3 3-pointers made already for Notre Dame in this game. And that is a staple of what they want to be able to do. But when you look at those 3 guys in that junior class, they have to have production from these 3 guys on a nightly basis to be successful in ACC play.
Notre Dame leads the ACC this season in 3-pointers made per game and in shooting percentage. 3 more for North Carolina at the other end on the triple by Leaky Black.
And that's really bonus basketball when you consider Leaky Black knocking down 3s. He's a capable scorer, but really has not been able to be the guy that Roy Williams can rely on consistently to put points on the board. But Coach Williams really would prefer to see Leaky Black become a lockdown defender, even more so than a knockdown shooter.
R.J. Davis now at the point, gives it to Brooks. Inside they go, playing big to big, but Day'Ron Sharpe missed it. Carolina continues the possession, bring it back out front to Black. Pull up from 14, well short.
But 2 offensive rebounds for North Carolina on this possession alone, and that's where the Tar Heels beat you. Normally it ends up being a 3-pointer, and it does for Kerwin Walton, who's a recipient of a definite home court bounce.
Well, Carolina has been so good again this year, Corey, rebounding the basketball, but what they've not done this year that they usually do is turn those into points. That time they did. Laszewski, clean look, nothing but net.
And that's one of the plays that honestly will drive coaches mad. You know Nate Laszewski is shooting the basketball as well as anyone in the country. Leads the ACC in field goal percentage, but shoots over 55% from 3. He should never get an open look against your defense.
Day'Ron Sharpe on the block. He's got 6 early points. Tar Heels back in front. Yeah, Corey, 4 different Notre Dame players have already made 3-point shots in this ball game.
Well, and that's been the kryptonite for North Carolina. In games that they have lost this year, teams are averaging 11 made 3-point field goals against the Tar Heels. So when they won games, they're holding teams to about 6 3-point field goals a game. So when you look at what they're doing in a nice drive and kick by Jogo, who finds Laszewski, and I tell you what, when they don't even consider touching the rim, that's when they're pure, Dougie Fresh.
Everybody's been pure so far today. Notre Dame as a team 4 for 5 on 3-pointers. North Carolina even better, 3 for 3, so a combined 7 for 8 shooting from 3-point land. Now Puff Johnson off the bench, misfires. Another opportunity for Davis, no. And Armando Bacot who has arguably been the best Tar Heel this year, will go to the free throw line.
I agree, and that's my boy doing a great job. Kicks the first one out to a wide open shooter, R.J. Davis. You don't mind that, but I really appreciate the fact that he went up strong with the second one, drawing the foul. And you talked about it. We had a conversation with Roy Williams earlier today. Armando has really become their most consistent performer. He leads North Carolina in scoring, but get this, Doug, his 19 points. Yeah, I can't remember which game it was, but he had a 19-point game this year. That is the highest scoring game for a Tar Heel this season. The fact that not one North Carolina Tar Heel has had a 20-point game. Notre Dame has had 4 separate players score a 20-point game this season. North Carolina has not had one. And you're talking about normally an offensive juggernaut that is the Tar Heels. That is a surprising stat.
Puff Johnson with the stick back. 3-point Carolina lead.
And North Carolina going to some full court pressure, but when you beat the pressure, oftentimes teams can find an advantage, and there's the advantage. Wide open 3 for Prentice Hub, unable to knock it down.
R.J. Davis gives it back to Brooks. Good shot fake, and then the foul called against Matt Zona. Puff Johnson off the bench for Carolina with the putback. Heels up early.
No more hanging leg raises, countless crunches, and gut-busting sit-ups that cause stress and strain on your neck and back. Now it's time to get up off the floor and coast your way to great abs with the Ab Coaster Max, the 5-star rated fitness breakthrough that can help you get lean, sculpted, sexy abs, a chiseled midsection, and defined cut obliques. Just kneel down to the padded seat, place your arms on the cushioned handlebars, and bring your knees forward. It's that easy. The secret is the Ab Coaster's natural arc motion. This smooth bottom-up motion creates a constant core contraction. Every rep on the Ab Coaster Max works your lower, middle, and upper abs from the bottom up, and on the way down works your upper, middle, and lower abs once again. That's twice the ab sculpting results you'll see in half the time.
My clothes fit better because I'm tighter, I'm leaner, there's more definition.
The Ab Coaster did this. I have lost over 5 inches in my waist. This Ab Coaster system, it really works.
In fact, an independent study conducted at a leading university proved the Ab Coaster engages abdominal muscle on every rep with virtually no stress or strain on your neck and back. Plus, with just a twist of the seat, you can work your left side obliques or right side obliques, or glide from side to side for a quick ab ripping express workout. So don't do any more abdominal workouts on the floor. The Ab Coaster's safe bottom-up motion is easy to do and easy on you, allowing you to trim your waistline and sculpt your midsection so you see results fast. And when you're done, it rolls away for easy storage.
This Ab Coaster thing is real. What can you say?
At fitness facilities like Gold's Gym, Ab Coasters can cost up to $1,000. Call right now or go online to abcoastermax.com and try the Ab Coaster in your home for a full 30 days for just $14.95, plus free shipping. But wait, we'll also include the rep counter so you can keep track of all your reps, a fast-track meal plan, and 14-day express program to get you ripped quick. Every coast brings you one step closer to having those amazing tight-toned abs you always wanted. Don't wait and try yours today.
Charlotte Smith, three-pointer on the way, it is good!
900 career wins.
Ogumawale
for the win.
The Pack is back on top. This ain't no give or take. I've learned from my mistakes. I'm so much stronger now. I'm so much stronger now.
Holy mac, what a crazy year this has been.
Lots of good topics, lots of good guests today.
It all starts with a clean shave in the morning to get yourself right.
Wound up and ready to go.
Our game summary shows some pretty good shooting for both the Irish and the Tar Heels. Some sloppy play as well, but 2 of the freshmen in the UNC starting lineup, Day'Ron Sharpe and that man, Kerwin Walton, have combined for 12 points, Corey.
And you know what's so strange is Kerwin Walton is the only North Carolina freshman that was not a top 100 in our ESPN 100 this year. Of course, Day'Ron Sharpe was the highest rated freshman for the Tar Heels, but Walton has really been a surprise for North Carolina this year, but his ability to shoot the three has been much needed, and he's shown that in this game.
Yeah, he was a fairly late add to the recruiting class after Brandon Huffman transferred to Jacksonville State and after Jeremiah Francis transferred to New Mexico. A scholarship was open. Walton was added. And like you say, he was almost an afterthought in terms certainly of what the fans were expecting coming into the year.
But not an afterthought for Roy Williams. He has earned his way into the rotation and has become their reliable knockdown shooter. But he's getting the job done defensively, which allows him to stay on the floor to add on to have the opportunity to knock down those threes. Right now, Roy Williams trying to find a defensive group, a team that he can win with on the defensive end of the floor, not just by outscoring opponents.
Dane Goodwin with the basketball for Notre Dame. 11:05 remaining in the half. Goodwin puts it up. Now, would that qualify in Mike Bray's book as a bad shot, but one of the shots coach wants him to go and take so he's aggressive?
Well, he wants him to be aggressive and oftentimes, but he would like for Dane Goodwin to find shots on a straight drive, not having to make an individual move where he's spinning and doing that. That's an opportunity to kick the basketball out. When his teammates create shots for him, he wants him to shoot over defenders if he has to, because he's such a deadly shooter from beyond the three-point arc.
And what I'm alluding to is in practice for Notre Dame, Mike Bray gets angry if Goodwin, within the first 10 minutes of every practice, doesn't take what he thinks is a bad shot. And that is an indication for coach of whether he's looking for his shot enough.
Well, he's actually asked Nate Laszewski to take some bad shots, but I'm not sure there is a bad shot for Laszewski when you consider the fact that he is shooting 66.2% from the field coming into this game, leads the nation. And this is a guy that knocks down threes.
Prentice Hub all the way to the rim for his first 2 points. Comes in averaging 15 per game.
Yeah, welcome sign. Prentice Hub has been inconsistent his last 5 games. He's had 2 double-figure games, a game where he scored 0 points, and also a 4-point game versus Virginia as Armando Bacot continues to dominate the offensive glass.
And Notre Dame as a team has only 6 collective rebounds, being out-rebounded as you'd expect by Notre Dame, or by North Carolina rather, here in this one. Andrew Platek with a rebound. He'll dribble up, the senior from Guilderland, New York. Caleb Love, tough shot. Left it short, fight for it, comes to the Fighting Irish. Goodwin behind the back over Platek. And it goes out of bounds back to North Carolina.
And the kick out is the best time always to shoot the three. Offensive rebound kick out. That has been the MO for North Carolina. Notre Dame paying North Carolina back with a bit of its own medicine. But when Nate Laszewski catches the basketball, just like Lamar Mundane back in the day, Dougie Fresh, layup.
Well, you see the shooting percentages Corey talked about with Laszewski. He is top 5 ACC in scoring and in rebounding. And now he's not John Mooney, but he is a clearly changed player this year for Notre Dame. And Mike Bray said that he knew it when they came off of their summer break. He just looked different and carried himself with a different confidence than they had seen their first 2 years in South Bend.
I'm going to go as far as to say John Mooney's no Nate Laszewski either.
Right.
because John Mooney was a heck of a player for Mike Bray at Notre Dame, but I can never remember John Mooney shooting the basketball the way that Laszewski does. Now, if you had the two of them together playing like this, Notre Dame would be having a 1 beside the name, because they'd be the top team in the country with Mooney right now.
Still a lot to replace off of last year, losing 16.5 and 12.5 per game with Mooney graduating. How has Notre Dame done with that, and how has Laszewski been able to fill some of that void?
Well, one of the things that Notre Dame has done, unlike many teams throughout the country, they have played the toughest of tough schedules. When you consider who they play and how Mike Bray has gone about this season, he has basically said, hey, I don't care who we play or where we play them. I want to make sure we get our games in. So when the NCAA has to make a selection as to who has played at least 13 games, I want to be in the mix. And they are doing a great job of going out and competing against this team, but he does feel as though they need to start putting some more wins together.
Notre Dame the takeaway. And on the drive to the bucket, Elijah Morgan was fouled and will shoot free throws when we come back to the Dean Dome. The visiting Irish up 2.
It's bow time.
Nope, you're not seeing double. Bojangles is warming things up with thick, hearty steak biscuits all day long. And seeing that much steak can make anyone dizzy.
It's bow time.
Bolt 24 keeping it real with Damian Lillard.
If you can't find the right hype song, make your own.
Dame Dollar.
Bolt 24 Energize is lower in sugar and has caffeine. That's hype.
Bolt 24.
My hair loss was a reminder of my age.
Like, is this happening to me now?
When I started first seeing results, I got excited.
I love my new hair. It makes me feel a lot more confident.
The things I love about Roman are the simplicity, the confidentiality, and the fact that it works.
Let's be honest. Some pain in life can be easily avoided. Like the pain Americans get from overpaying on car insurance by $21 billion. Use the Zebra. It compares top providers and can save you hundreds of dollars. Avoid the pain. Compare for free at the Zebra.
It's bow time.
Nope, you're not seeing double. Bojangles is warming things up with thick, hearty steak biscuits all day long. And seeing that much steak can make anyone dizzy.
It's bow time.
Holy mac, what a crazy year this has been.
Lots of good topics, lots of good guests today.
It all starts with a clean shave in the morning to get yourself right.
Wound up and ready to go.
A logo can do more than identify your company. It can connect in meaningful ways, energize your team, and inspire your customers. We're 4imprint, and we know your logo on the right product can create moments that matter. With 30 years of experience and thousands of products to choose from, we guarantee your order will be right the first time, on time, and for a great price. Be certain that the right moments will matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
In 2021, New Year's resolutions are nuttier than ever, fruitier than ever, snackier than ever, and tastier than ever thanks to Nuts.com, the one-stop online snack shop full of healthy, delicious treats, including organic and gluten-free varieties, plus free shipping with your first order. So, what's your New Year's resolution?
Use organic raw almonds every day in smoothies.
Enjoy the best tasting and healthiest dried mango.
To order more yummy goodness from Nuts.com.
Turn your New Year's resolutions into snack-olutions at Nuts.com.
Calling from our homes with Corey Alexander, I'm Doug Sherman. Our game, a good one. 2-point lead for the Fighting Irish. North Carolina, though, is a telling stat with the Tar Heels this year, Corey.
It really has been when you consider the fact that in their losses, teams are averaging making 11 threes against them, but only 6.4 in the games they've won this season. You know, and you talk about us being at home, Dougie Fresh. I just got a text from my guy, Rasheed Wallace, who I know is making brunch today or dinner, and, you know, say, hey, come through afterwards. I could have ate good if I was at the Dean Dome right now, and all of a sudden now I've got to eat cereal because I'm not hanging out with Sheed after this game. Chef, I tell you what, my boy can cook. He puts it down. He sends videos of what he's doing with his Chef Sheed. I can't do it like that. I can't do it like that, Dougie Fresh. My boy gets it done.
Well, how far would the drive be for you now to get to Chapel Hill? If his cooking's that good, get there for dinner.
It's about an hour and a half for me from Statesville to Chapel Hill, about an hour and a half, hour 45 to get there. But, you know, my invitation only lasted for a particular amount of time.
Hey, there's a big part of Laszewski's game that is so much better this year. He's able to put it on the floor and with confidence absorb contact and finish.
But a lot of it has to do with the fact that Mike Gray told us how he came back physically. He didn't see him for 5 months, but when he came back, he could tell that he was a different player physically. And that strength allows you the confidence to be able to take that basketball to the rim. He's not only driving to score, but also driving to set up his teammates. And Laszewski right now is doing everything he can to keep Notre Dame with the lead.
That little jump hook by Walker Kessler ended a long drought for Carolina. And he picks up the block shot at the rim. Here comes Playtech the other way, has it poked away. And
I like Jogo attacking Kessler on that possession, but he missed a wide open Laszewski with one more pass. And again, Laszewski shooting it so well, you can pretty much put it in the book as soon as he lines it up.
Playtech. Cormac Ryan fighting for it, and it's yet another offensive rebound for the Tar Heels. Their 6th already today.
And another one. But this is one of the things that Mike Bray talked to us about earlier. His team has to get better at sticking their nose in defensively and finishing possessions. It's one thing to make a team miss, but it's something completely different to be able to finish off the possession coming up with a defensive rebound.
Ryan, the Stanford transfer, misfires. Tar Heels down 4 with the basketball. 5.5 minutes remaining in the half. Foul before the shot as Caleb Love looked to attack.
You see Nate Laszewski driving Day'Ron Sharpe and getting to the outside of the rim, avoiding the shot blocker. And you see Sharpe helped early on that possession, but Walker Kessler having no parts of Jogo coming in for the slam.
Well, Laszewski was a top 50 recruit coming out of high school. And he may be the most improved player in the ACC so far this year. Corey, what do you think?
I believe so. I mean, right now, when you look at the league, I can't imagine anyone that has grown more as a player than has Nate Laszewski over the beginning of this season.
Yeah, the other guys we just saw Bacot miss, he's certainly improved. And I would say Isaiah Wong at Miami and Quincy Gary at Syracuse would also be in that conversation. But I don't think any of them match up to the jump that Laszewski's made.
You know what? And I don't know why I fell for that, because I knew that that was a way for you to get Syracuse in. I knew you had some type of Syracuse mention.
No. Isaiah Wong's my guy.
Okay.
I wanted to get Wong in there.
I tell you who's the guy right now. Who's that? Oh, I thought that was Jogo. That was not Jogo knocking down the 3. That was Morgan.
Walton. Back out front to Brooks. Shot clock at 5. Brooks fires away. Nothing but net. Give him 3 more. The ACC preseason player of the year draws the Heels back to within 4.
That's Notre Dame basketball. Drive and kick, find the open man, unable to finish it. But Mike Bray loves that offensive possession right there. Prentice Hubb touching the paint and contracting the defense, allowing one of his teammates to be able to find an open shot. And then the high-low basketball for North Carolina is their staple. And, of course, another opportunity at offensive rebound they don't come away with. But they challenge opponents on the offensive glass every time. And you look at how much energy Notre Dame has to put into each and every defensive possession just to come up with the basketball off of a North Carolina miss.
Prentice Hubb off the back iron. 1 and done for Notre Dame. Davis, nice look. Ryan gave Black room, and he didn't want to pull the trigger, Corey. Instead, Leaky Black drives the bucket.
Well, Garrison Brooks, we talked about him not being a starter, but he was going to find his way into the lineup, and this time he finds 3.
Jake from State Farm. If you here, this must be a State Farm commercial.
Sure is.
It also means it's about to go down.
Oh, don't worry, Chris. Things are gonna go surprisingly great.
Oh, I've been doing this for too many years. It means something about to go down. Oh, no. Here it comes. Jake, protect yourself!
Have a nice day. I told you. Surprising. Just like State Farm's surprisingly great rates.
Who are you talking to?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
My son needs this drug. I hope it doesn't cost too much. I hope my insurance pays for it. Can you tell me how much this will be?
67.
Sorry.
Wait, have you heard about GoodRx? GoodRx finds free coupons to help you save up to 80% on your prescriptions.
Wow. I had no idea.
GoodRx. Stop paying too much for your prescriptions.
Why pay over $100 a month for cable when it's half the cost for Fubo TV? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Try free.
As someone with hearing loss, I know what a confusing and frustrating experience getting hearing aids can be. That's why I founded Lively. Affordable, high-quality hearing aids with all of the features you need and none of the hassle.
I use Lively hearing aids, and it's been wonderful.
It's so light and so small.
But it's a fraction of the cost of the other devices.
They cost thousands less.
It's insanely user-friendly. You take the hearing test online, the doctor programs in the settings. You don't even need to go into an office.
They're delivered to your door in a few days, and you're up and running in no time.
It connects via Bluetooth to my phone.
You can stream music, and you can answer phone calls.
The audiologist was so incredible.
She's full of all kinds of little helpful hints.
I love it.
They're a game changer for me.
I feel like I could take on anything.
It feels great to be in control of my hearing.
Better hearing has never been this easy. Try Lively risk-free for 100 days. Visit listenlively.com.
Having trouble getting help for erectile dysfunction? Get help fast with Lemonade Health. Just answer a few questions. And they can send you medication so you can get better quickly. Visit lemonadehealth.com today.
Here's our next Sunday afternoon women's basketball triple header right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. We start with 8-1 Clemson and Miami noon Eastern. Then number 3 NC State hosts BC at Reynolds Coliseum. And we cap the afternoon with Georgia Tech taking on Notre Dame. Sunday, women's basketball on ACC Network. With Corey Alexander, I'm Doug Sherman back inside the Dean Dome, one of the places in the ACC not allowing fans in, and that is more the norm, although some are allowing limited capacity this year during the pandemic. Corey, I've wondered about this. I mean, we always talk about the importance of home court advantage, especially in college athletics. But this year, to me, it's basically a moot point to talk about home court advantage because what advantage is gained here today, for instance, by the Tar Heels?
I would disagree with that. And the reason that there is an advantage is because the Tar Heels shoot on this court every day. And that is the advantage, is knowing your own home gym and really the depth perception and the environment in which you're playing in. So even though there are no fans cheering you on, there is still an advantage to being at home because of familiarity of the gym.
So as we saw Kansas at Fog Allen Fieldhouse home against Texas today lose by 25. We've seen Duke lose twice at home at Cameron as Bacot gets his first points. We've seen Kentucky lose at home at Rupp Arena by some fairly big numbers. Do you think those outcomes would have happened if Cameron was Cameron, Rupp was Rupp, and Fog was Fog?
I think that the fact that I think they would have gotten a boost from the crowd, but you're also talking about teams that struggle to shoot the basketball on a consistent basis. And so Texas is good whether they're playing on the road or playing at home. Remember, Texas won the Maui Invitational, beat this North Carolina team coming into Asheville doing so. Texas is good. So they may not have beaten Kansas as bad as they did at Fog Allen, but I believe they still would have won going into that building. Same thing for people going into Kentucky because Kentucky's struggling with their freshmen this year.
Carolina on an 8-0 run, sparked by the man at the free throw line, Armando Bacot.
And Bacot doing a great job sealing on the interior. We talked about Nate Laszewski and him getting stronger and more physical over the summer, but not physical enough to deal with Mondo on that block. And that's the Armando Bacot I love watching when he goes to dunk everything on the interior, finishing the basketball, finishing off plays, and doing the same at the free throw line.
And Corey, he looks to me, Armando does, like he's in better shape. His body looks a little different than it did a year ago, right?
Well, I can tell you right now, I've been around this young man now for a very, very long time. This is the best shape he's ever been in his life. And not only is he cut down the weight, he's gained muscle and has become so much more physical on the floor. I was going through my phone the other day looking, and I probably should have sent this in to our producer, Lauren, earlier. clearing out photos, and I had a picture that his mom, Christy, sent me when he went to a camp in the 8th grade, and he was a little doughboy. And to see that to what he's become now is amazing, but was a very good basketball player then. Now he's a very good basketball player and a great athlete.
Cormac Ryan off the terrific crossover, the pull-up for 2. Notre Dame is led by as many as 6. Carolina's gotten its offense going here in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Although they come up empty on that trip, Ryan will walk it up. Seven to shoot. Jogo, step back. Long rebound. He hustles after it.
You know, one of the things that I am really enjoying in watching this game and being a part of this game, both these teams are playing tremendously hard. And you consider both teams coming in 0-2 in the ACC right now, trying to find their identity, especially on the defensive end of the floor. They know how important this game is. And, you know, Doug, it was Roy Williams who really told me the difference in today's game in comparison to the college basketball game that I played in. And that difference is scouting. And the fact that opposing teams know everything that the opponents are going to do, but neither of these teams had a tremendous amount of time to scout. We told you this game came together 48 hours ago, and they immediately went from who they were supposed to play to a new scouting report. So it hasn't been a lot of scouting in this one, but yet they have come out with the same level of intensity and playing hard, trying to get a win.
Off the back tap, Prentice Huff turns it into 2 for the Fighting Irish. And we've got a 30-second timeout. We'll take a break and be right back here in Chapel Hill.
Hi, Linda. Looks like you've got a prescription to fill. Any idea how much that's going to cost in there? The exact same drug that's $10 at this pharmacy is $150 at this one. GoodRx finds prices and discount coupons on every prescription. Just input the drug name and instantly find savings at virtually every pharmacy in America.
Next. What can I do for you? Here's my prescription, and I have a coupon from GoodRx. Nice price.
Stop paying too much for your prescriptions with GoodRx.
When the ACC schedule first came out, Mike Bray's Notre Dame Fighting Irish were expecting to be in Pittsburgh today, while North Carolina was going to be hosting Syracuse today. Instead, because of COVID pauses, this is the matchup put together on 48 hours notice. And we've got a good one. Notre Dame leading by a point. Final possession of the half for the Tar Heels. Three seconds. 2. Brooks beats the buzzer but can't get the shot. And it's the Fighting Irish who head to the locker room, led by Nate Laszewski, with a 1-point lead over the Tar Heels. The Fighting Irish hitting a lot of shots as expected early. An 8-0 run brought the Tar Heels back. We have reached the intermission at the Dean Dome with the Irish on top by 1.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their life.
With Corey Alexander, I'm Doug Sherman, set for the start of the second half with Notre Dame holding on to a 1-point lead. We had 9 lead changes in that first half, Corey. For Notre Dame, when it was successful, it was making shots from the perimeter.
Well, they made 6 3-pointers in the first half, and it was Cormac Ryan who got it started off for the Fighting Irish. Nicola Jogo got involved in the 3-point shooting battle. Dane Goodwin, who you would expect, knocked down a couple of threes. And, of course, Nate Laszewski added a couple of threes in the mix as well. For North Carolina, it's simply about put it up on the glass and go get it. Offensive rebounding has been a strength of theirs, and they have been able to use that to the tune of 8 second-chance points in this game thus far. But right now, only shooting 31.3% from the field.
Carolina has out-rebounded Notre Dame, no surprise, 22-14. Tar Heels have only taken 2 free throws, made them both. Turnovers have settled down. We were a little sloppy off the start. Corey, what do you see here in the second half?
Well, honestly, when you look at it, I'm thinking that Notre Dame will do a better job of trying to get Nate Laszewski moving in space to get him opportunities. In North Carolina, I think they're going to do more of the same. Throw the basketball inside, allow their big guys to be able to try to take over this game, scoring 2s, because right now they have not gotten the production from their freshman backcourt. R.J. Davis and Caleb Love combined 0 points, 1 assist, 1 turnover.
Davis in the starting lineup for the second half. Sharpe will have a chance for 3, and I was taking notice there, Corey, that Roy Williams has decided to use the same starting 5 for the second half as he did the first half.
Actually, I believe Caleb Love started this game, and R.J. Davis came off the bench, so he's gone with Davis to start the game with Love on the bench. But as you mentioned, he's not playing those 2 guys together as much right now. And so really one of those guys on the court at all times, and he's going with Davis to start the second half.
And you are correct with that, as usual, Corey.
Well, are you not going to mention the fact that I was correct about the fact that Laszewski got a shot on the first possession, and then North Carolina throws the ball in the paint on the first possession? I mean, you asked me, and now you're not going to recognize that I got that one right? I don't get a lot of them right, Dougie Fresh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
2 straight possessions for Sharpe on the interior. Doesn't finish on that one, but you see right now, it's a focus of North Carolina. Get the ball inside. They are going to have an advantage over most teams when it comes to their interior. And so instead of trying to shoot 3s and battle Notre Dame from the exterior, they're going to, wait a minute. Was that Laszewski? Did Nate Laszewski just bank in a 3?
He did.
Take it off the board. No, too good of a shooter to do that. We're not having it. The score is actually tied 32-32. That 3 does not count.
No, Mike Bray's not going to take it off the board. His team back in front. Day'Ron Sharpe misses on the jump hook. Another offensive rebound. Bacot lost it, able to get it back out to Leaky Black, and the Tar Heels can reset.
But Bacot and Sharpe are working. When you think about these 2 guys are getting the job done on the interior, gaining extra possessions for North Carolina. Another offensive rebound possibility. Bacot unable to come away with that, but they go after it every time. And this is the reason why Roy Williams really has to have 4 quality conditioned big men, because they play so hard that these guys are going to need a break in a couple of minutes.
And here's the big man for Notre Dame, Juwan Durham, who scored 19 in Wednesday's loss to Virginia. He's got just 4 points in this one, Corey. How does he need to get going?
Well, one, he needs to stop trying to thread the needle on those passes. He would have been much better served to allow Dane Goodman to finish his cut and then try to go to work scoring the basketball. There's a reason why he's a center, because he is not a passer, not a playmaker. Go score, Juwan Durham, in comparison trying to make plays for your teammates.
Garrison Brooks off the bench quickly here in the second half. The senior captain for the Tar Heels. They don't name official captains usually until the end of the season, but clearly he and Andrew Platek would be the co-captains. Tar Heels inside now, tie the score at 35 apiece.
And you got a standing ovation. R.J. Davis knocking down the 3, gets a standing ovation from the bench, especially Roy Williams and Steve Robinson, both those guys up and cheering on the freshman point guard knocking down the 3. And R.J. Davis is a very, very good shooter. Right now, he is trying to figure things out as far as what he needs to do to be a great point guard. But when it comes to shooting and scoring the basketball, he's exceptional, and that will end up showing during his North Carolina career.
Cormac Ryan holds his pivot foot, finds Laszewski, the trail man, and he drains the 3.
That's the Nate Laszewski I know. We don't go glass from the top of the key shooting the 3 ball. Barely touched the rim. That's the Nate Laszewski, but his 4th 3-pointer made in this game. 4 for 6 from beyond the arc. And again, when you have a guy that shoots as many 3s as Laszewski does, leading the ACC in field goal percentage, that's strong.
Notre Dame basketball. Now, Corey, I got to ask you, you wanted Laszewski to give those 3 points back. Are you telling me you never banked in a jump shot in your college career at Virginia or in the NBA? And if you did, You didn't give those points back.
Well, let me answer your question with the question. Do you have video of me doing it? Because if not, no, I never did.
You mean no, you never gave those points back?
No, I never banked one in if you don't have video of me doing it.
I don't think you should ask Nate to do something you wouldn't do yourself, Corey. Game Goodwin tripped on his way to the paint. And it was a non-shooting foul. Durham goes out, replaced by Matt Zona, the freshman from Rockland County, New York. He played his high school ball at Bergen Catholic in New Jersey. Prentice Hub with his heels.
And right now, Prentice Hub has to recognize he's got a mismatch. He needs to drive Walker Kessler to the rim to make a play for someone else.
Tar Heels forced a turnover.
Yeah, bad spacing for Notre Dame on that possession, but earlier, and we'll give it to him. I mean, again, the guy shoots it so well, we got to take it. Nate Laszewski going glass from that angle. I'm not a believer, but R.J. Davis, I am a believer, knocking down his first three on the
Bolt 24 keeping it real with Fernando Tatis Jr.
Being a rule breaker is not cool.
Yes, it is.
Like Bolt 24 Energized. It's lower in sugar and it has caffeine. Writing its own rules.
Bolt 24. Why pay over $100 a month for cable when it's half the cost for Fubo TV? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Try free.
When it's cold outside, the secret to keeping feet warm and comfortable is 35 below thermal socks. They're the anytime, anywhere cold weather socks guaranteed to keep your feet comfy, cozy, warm to meet the demands of your active outdoor lifestyle or just lounging or working at home. That's because 35 below thermal socks are made from aerospace fabric technology that merges soft fleece comfort with real sock science. From heel to toe, 35 below has thousands of heat-radiating aluminized threads tightly woven into a breathable, cozy knit fabric that transfers perspiration away to keep your foot dry. Meanwhile, millions of super soft loops surround your foot to cushion and comfort, keeping feet warm. After just 3 minutes standing on a block of solid ice, the foot in 35 below is a full 24 degrees warmer than the foot in the heavy wool sock. Wear and compare. Bulky cotton socks soak up sweat. Wool socks itch and make feet overheat. But breathable 35 below socks help keep moisture away and feet warm and dry all day. For work or play, these are the socks you'll wear every day.
In my job, I can be outside rain or snow. And that's why I go with 35 below to keep my feet warm and dry.
They're so soft, so comfortable. My feet feel amazing.
Whether it's for outdoor days on the go or downtime days when you're relaxing indoors, 35 below socks are so comfy cozy, you'll never want to take them off. They're machine washable, dryer safe, and now 2 pairs of amazing 35 below socks in gray or black are yours for just $19.99 plus shipping and handling. And wait, as a special bonus, if you order now, we'll add a 3rd pair to your order absolutely free. And when you call, ask about the 35 below gaiter with heat-retaining aluminized threads and a triple layer design to keep your neck, face, and head comfy, cozy, warm. Get 3 pairs of 35 below thermal socks, all for just $19.99. Here's how to order.
To order your 35 below thermal socks in gray or black, go online to 35belowthermal.com or call 1-800-513-6346.
On the left, the 4th winningest coach in the history of college basketball. On the right, the winningest coach in the history of Notre Dame basketball, Roy Williams and Mike Brey, in this game that was put together on the schedule in less than 48 hours, less than 30 minutes, 48 hours ago. And we've got a good one. The Fighting Irish with a 3-point lead early here in the second half. Walker Kessler found the bottom of the rim, and it's Notre Dame basketball.
But we've seen in the first 5 minutes of this second half, all 4 of North Carolina's big men getting minutes and getting involved, getting their hands on the basketball. And that's been a focus for the Tar Heels coming out in the second half to get the ball inside. They don't feel as though Notre Dame can guard them on the interior, and Roy Williams is trying to exploit that.
Prentice Hub around the rim out and then back in.
And Prentice Hub back to having a characteristic game for him, not only knocking down a three, but attacking the basket in this game. But that's a defensive lapse. You cannot go under the screen on Walton. He has shown that he is a knockdown shooter. He cannot have easy opportunities like that if you're Notre Dame defensively.
He is now 3 of 5 tonight and 11 of 21 on the season. Here comes the streaking R.J. Davis. Little hesitation, driving on Hub, who knocked it out of bounds. Carolina will keep. Tonight at 8 Eastern, we're having another watch party right here on ACCN. With number 5 Texas A&M and number 13 North Carolina square off in the Capital One Orange Bowl. Chris, Mark, Coach Rick, Eric, and some special Tar Heel guests, we're told, will be joining you, providing analysis and reactions throughout the game. Coach Rick, of course, has been known to have a little bit of fun during these games. And for all the North Carolina Tar Heel basketball fans who will be tuning into the football game tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. We've got the watch party as well right here on ACCN.
I'll be rooting for the Heels tonight. Tough day for the league yesterday. I tell you what, Notre Dame and Clemson both taking it on the chin. So we need our Heels to come up with a win tonight, especially considering they're playing against Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah, scoring points shouldn't be a problem tonight for the Tar Heels, but can they keep the Aggies from outscoring them? Durham gets the double team, bring it back out. Hub from the short corner for 2. Brooks from the foul line. Comfortable shot for the senior.
And Garrison Brooks is the perfect player to have in the middle of that zone, because he can make that 15-footer with ease, but also is a very good passer to be able to play high-low basketball with whichever big, whether it's Sharpe, Bacot, or Kessler in the game with him.
Hub looks to feed the post. The face-up jump shot rattles home for Juwan Durham.
Now, I did not know Durham had that, and he has been a much better offensive player this season, but I wasn't aware of his face-up game and ability to shoot it out to 17. Was that a fluke, or is that something he can do on a regular basis, Dougie Fresh?
I don't know about fluke, but he's not going to do it on a regular basis. He's only taken 1 3-point shot so far this year, missed that one, and you're right, we don't see him take 17, 18-footers very much. Good looking stroke, but that one didn't fall for Kerwin Walton. Notre Dame by 4 with the basketball. Hub attacking. And I think we're going to get a goaltend on Sharpe. Count the basket for the Irish.
You like Prentice Hub attacking the basket, trying to beat Carolina down before they can get their defense set. And he gets that on the glass. Great call by our officiating crew. Once it touches the glass above the square, above the rim, you cannot go touch that basketball. Sharpe showing off his athleticism, though.
Caleb Love and Andrew Platek have come into the backcourt for Carolina. This is Love. Platek feeds Sharpe. Durham stands his ground and gets called for the foul.
You have to love Day'Ron Sharpe's activity. He is a live body around the rim, attacking the glass. Roy Williams raves about him as a rebounder, but you see with the basketball in his hands, he can do things as well. He's missed a couple easy ones to jump hooks earlier in this game, but that's something that as a 19-year-old, he's only going to get better at. But you cannot teach the effort and the energy that he plays with. You're born with that, and you've got to appreciate Day'Ron Sharpe bringing it every time out.
Yeah, CA, I don't know if I should admit this on national television.
Oh, you have to now.
I have a basketball crush on Day'Ron Sharpe. I love watching him play. He could be on my team any day.
I agree. He's one of those guys to where as a teammate you want to have him on your squad, but as an opponent you don't want to play against that guy because he pushes you. He never slows down.
him, working on Sharpe. Under 10 to shoot. Cormac Ryan will reset. Guarded by Playtech, and a blocking foul called against Day'Ron Sharpe will take us to our next media timeout. Fighting Irish up 5 on the road.
Bowl 24 keeping it real with Fernando Tatis Jr.
Believe it or not, this is not my real hair color. But Bowl 24 has no artificial sweeteners, and it's lower in sugar. Both look real good.
Hey, Bowl 24. Rising energy costs are frustrating. Electricity rates continue to increase, and there's no relief in sight. It's also smart to prepare for power outages that can leave you in the dark. You need a solution that will help you save money, prepare for power outages, and help the environment. Introducing the Generac Power Cell, a battery storage system that harnesses the power from the sun to help reduce your electric bill and provide backup power during utility power outages.
With the battery storage solution, we're saving about $450 a month.
PowerCell's revolutionary technology captures and stores electricity either from solar panels or the electrical grid. It allows you to use stored energy during peak demand times when electricity costs are high, which helps reduce your electric bill, saving you money. And when a power outage occurs, PowerCell is ready to supply backup power to your home. PowerCell's modular design allows for easy customization for any home or budget. And PowerCell is backed with a 10-year limited warranty.
It was a simple installation, very neatly installed. It was done very quickly and efficiently. Since installing our power system, we've been experiencing a savings of $1,500 a year.
Generac has been a trusted provider of backup power solutions since 1959 and provides 24/7 customer support.
The battery storage solution in combination with the solar has been one of the best investments we've ever made.
Special financing is available with low monthly payment options. You will likely qualify for tax credits and energy rebates, which could save you up to 30%, adding to the savings you'll enjoy over time with PowerCell. Call now to schedule a free in-home assessment. The call is free, the assessment is free, and there's no obligation to buy. Act now to receive PowerView, Generac's home energy monitoring system, a $300 value. With PowerView, easily keep tabs on your energy consumption, monitor your battery usage, and track your savings. Don't wait. Call or go online now. PowerCell, savings powered by the sun.
I work a really demanding job in the emergency room, and HelloFresh really changed my life. I come home, and the last thing I want to do is go to the grocery store. So coming home to this box is pretty much like a gift. It saves me time, it saves me money. I prefer HelloFresh over any other meal kit company because the variety in these boxes and the quality of the food totally exceeds any other meal kit company I've ever tried. I love it.
Hit refresh with HelloFresh. Go to HelloFresh.com and use code TV10 for 10 free meals, including free shipping.
The man who beat North Carolina last season in South Bend, Nate Laszewski, he did it with a three-point shot late in that game. He's been doing it right from the start here today, Corey.
Well, he's knocked down 4 threes already in this game and has 8 rebounds to go along with his 14 points. So when you think about Nate Laszewski, he has had success against the Tar Heels, but one of the reasons for that is North Carolina is one of the teams that traditionally plays 2 bigs. Oftentimes, those big men are not used to guarding what is Nate Laszewski is a classic stretch 4. And Laszewski's ability to shoot the 3 keeps North Carolina's bigs out of the paint. And he makes it such a dangerous option for Notre Dame simply because he shoots it so well. But now with his ability to put the ball on the floor and make plays for his teammates, he becomes even more dangerous.
Back out to Hub with 7 to shoot. Poked out of bounds by Sharpe. Notre Dame will keep it with 5 on the shot clock. Goodwin lobs it in. Laszewski going to work on Brooks. A lot of contact, no call. North Carolina basketball.
Great job by Sharpe staying vertical on that possession. And the contact did force Laszewski to lose the basketball, but it's a legal play.
Sharpe at the other end. He's always able to absorb contact.
Well, I mean, again, he's having a great day. I mean, he's not shooting the best from the field, 4 for 10, but other than that, You called him your man crush, so therefore,
No. I didn't say man crush. I specifically didn't say man crush.
I thought I could sneak that one in.
No. Basketball crush. There's my guy.
Well, right now, he's Roy Williams' basketball crush. Back-to-back possessions, throwing the basketball inside of Day'Ron Sharpe. He's able to finish. I thought I could sneak that one by you, Dougie Fresh. You were quick, though. You were quick. I'll give it to you. You were on it. I didn't think you listened to me that much to where you would have figured that one out.
What was that?
Well, I tell you who's not listening. North Carolina defensively in the scouting report. I understand that you want to hedge, but you can't hedge too far. You got to stay close and stay attached to Nate Laszewski, who just knocked down his 5th three of the game.
All the good neighbors got surprisingly great rates with State Farm.
State Farm? Let me see that book.
I'm Jake from State Farm.
Is this a commercial? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is big. This year, we're giving away more tuition cash than ever. $1 million? Ha! Try $2 million. That's a lot of cheddar. That's a lot of textbooks. That's a future doctor. These are happy tiers. The more Dr. Pepper you buy, the more tuition we give away. This is dream stuff. This year is historic. This year is different. This is extra extraordinary. With your help, we're giving away more money to more students. Learn more at drpepper.com.
If you've got a military, first responder, or law enforcement background, GovX.com is for you. Members save on epic brands and the gear they need for on and off-duty lives. Signing up is fast, easy, and totally free. If you qualify, visit GovX.com.
Wildcard weekend is here.
As long as you get in the playoffs, that's all it takes. This team is taken off.
They could get dangerous.
For the Lamb, baby! He is the baddest man in the NFL! I've been in my bag and trying to take it all away. How do you like that? Justin Tucker has done it.
Copperfit Energy Plus, our latest graduated compression socks. Now with a rich blend of moisturizing ingredients designed to hydrate and soften for all-day comfort.
But they can make my feet feel good after 300 miles on the road, and they got to be good for anybody else.
Moisturizing ingredients are gradually released and absorbed by your movement. The more you move, the more Copperfit Energy Plus delivers.
They're easy and they're effective. That's the whole point of wearing them.
Our advanced Easy On, Easy Off compression sock to help reduce swelling and discomfort, reinforced arch and ankle support, and a shock-absorbing footbed.
This was something easy to try. Just put on a sock, see if it works. I'm a fan.
Get yours now at GetEnergyPlus.com for only $19.99 or call 1-800-601-0951. Order right now and get a second pair free.
I get compression, comfort, all in one sock.
Motorcycle guys appreciate the better technology. This is better technology.
Feel the power of Copperfit.
Doug Sherman's basketball crush. Day'Ron Sharpe has found his way around the rim over the last couple possessions. And the thing that is most impressive about this, Doug, he's not just going against an average Joe. He's playing against one of the best shot blockers in college basketball in Juwan Durham. And right now, Day'Ron Sharpe getting his body into Durham is finding success around the rim and continues to impress. 14 points for Sharpe in this one thus far, and he doesn't look like he's slowing down anytime soon.
And in they go to number 11 again, over the left shoulder, left it short, tips it up, keeps it alive to himself. Puff Johnson, no. Sharpe again, no. The Tar Heels just playing volleyball with themselves, and finally we get the whistle.
And again, just going after it. Sharpe, Bacot, Garrison Brooks, Kessler, it doesn't matter. The bigs for North Carolina get involved in the action. They never concede that the basketball is going in, and they keep fighting for it on every possession. North Carolina rebounds 40% of their misses. You got to think about that is a lot, and this team is not a very good shooting team, so there are a lot more misses to go around, and they are going to get them. When you look at it, North Carolina 12 offensive boards in this game, and we still have 10 minutes remaining.
15 points to lead all scorers now for Sharpe. And Corey, I know you know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask you anyhow. What do Florida State's Scotty Barnes, Oklahoma State's Cade Cunningham, Arkansas's Moses Moody, and Carolina's Day'Ron Sharpe have in common?
They all told me no, they were not coming to Oak Hill. That's what they all have in common. I recruited all 4 of those guys.
And they said yes to Kevin Boyle down at Montverde. What a dynamo last year.
Absolutely. If not the best high school team ever, one of the best high school teams ever. And, you know, and again, and that's hard for me to say. I mean, much respect for Kevin Boyle, my guy Ray Miller, who does a great job recruiting for Montverde. And it's hard for me to say that as a rival. But what those guys were able to do a year ago, not only by going undefeated and playing as well as they did, but by having all of those personalities to mesh together and play to win the way that they did was impressive. But when you look at a guy like Day'Ron Sharpe, who's not going out trying to do things that he doesn't do well, and is sticking to what he does do well, which is play with energy, offensive rebound, and dominate you physically in the paint, it's easy to do that. And you look at Scotty Barnes, of course, who is the consummate team player. You know, Cade Cunningham, who is my favorite college player right now, even though he's not in the ACC. And when you look at those guys, I mean, there's no coincidence that they were able to have that type of success.
Under 9 minutes remaining, 10 to shoot. Caleb Love feeds the post. Sharpe, no. One and done this time for the Tar Heels.
And Sharpe is getting great looks. There have been a number of great looks. He has not finished. You can see he still has a tremendous amount of development, you know, around the basket as far as his scoring is concerned.
But here they come again. Laszewski just keeps knocking down shots, and the lead once again for Notre Dame is 6.
And that was called a kick ball. I'm not sure if that was actually a kick. It seemed as though Jogo, I believe it was Jogo defending that play, did a great job of getting his hand. I'm sorry, that was Ryan guarding that possession. He did a great job of getting his hand on the basketball. I'm not sure his foot ever hit that.
That stat was showing there, 6 first-half turnovers. Really, 4 or 5 of them came in the first 4 minutes. So the Tar Heels really have tightened it up. They get 2 back there to make it a 4-point ball game.
And Caleb Love with his first basket on the game. And, you know, Doug, I've talked about the first game that I did for North Carolina this season in the Maui Invitational, and talked about how I felt like Caleb Love would be back next year. And I got a lot of backlash on that because he was ranked so high on the mock drafts going into the season. And again, I love Caleb Love, big fan of his, but I believe that he can use a couple years in college to develop into a really good point guard and then venture into the NBA. I don't think it's ready for him right now. Speaking of ready, Nate Laszewski might be ready because what he's doing in college as a junior is spectacular, shooting the basketball, which is a skill that the NBA truly appreciates. 25 points for Laszewski tonight, coming off of a career-high 28 versus Virginia on Wednesday.
Love tees it up, and he's got it.
And the second bucket for Caleb Love as he's picked up his offensive production. And right now, this is where Love needs to lock in defensively, picking up full court. This is where he can really help this team. With his size, he can be a lockdown defender. And as he does that, I believe he can solidify himself as the point guard for North Carolina and that leader that Roy Williams needs on the floor.
Goodwin, no. Laszewski had it trickle off his fingertips out of bounds.
I'm not sure if everyone can pronounce it, but they will know Nate Laszewski becoming a household name 3 after 3.
For 175 years, New York Life has been helping people act on their love.
Okay.
So they can look back and say, we did good.
When we started our business, we were paying like an arm and a leg for the postage. I remember setting up ShipStation. I think it was just like 1 or 2 clicks. Everything was up and running. I was printing out labels and saving money.
ShipStation saves us so much time. It makes it really easy and seamless. Pick an order, print everything you need, slap the label onto the box, and it's ready to go.
Our cost for shipping, like, were cut in half, just like that.
ShipStation, the #1 choice of online sellers. Go to shipstation.com/TV and get 2 months free.
As someone with hearing loss, I know what a confusing and frustrating experience getting hearing aids can be. That's why I founded Lively. Affordable, high-quality hearing aids with all of the features you need and none of the hassle.
I use Lively hearing aids, and it's been wonderful.
It's so light and so small.
But it's a fraction of the cost of the other devices.
They cost thousands less.
It's insanely user-friendly. You take the hearing test online, the doctor programs in the settings. You don't even need to go into an office.
They're delivered to your door in a few days, and you're up and running in no time.
It connects via Bluetooth to my phone.
You can stream music, and you can answer phone calls.
The audiologist was so incredible.
She's full of all kinds of little helpful hints.
I love it.
They're a game changer for me.
I feel like I could take on anything.
It feels great to be in control of my hearing.
Better hearing has never been this easy. Try Lively risk-free for 100 days. Visit listenlively.com.
In 2021, New Year's resolutions are nuttier than ever, fruitier than ever, snackier than ever, and tastier than ever thanks to Nuts.com, the one-stop online snack shop full of healthy, delicious treats, including organic and gluten-free varieties, plus free shipping with your first order. So, what's your New Year's resolution?
Use organic raw almonds every day in smoothies.
Enjoy the best tasting and healthiest dried mango.
To order more yummy goodness from Nuts.com.
Turn your New Year's resolutions into snack-olutions at Nuts.com.
Corey Alexander, since you are clearly the fashion expert at the ACC Network, I'm going to let you talk fashion here for the next little bit about these two coaches, what they're bringing to the table here tonight.
Well, let's talk about my man Roy Williams rocking the low Jordan 2s, okay, in Carolina colors. I actually have those, but those were released about 20 years ago. So mine are crushed right now. I'm going to need Coach Williams, somebody send me a new pair because those are fire. And when you think about that, that has to be a recruiting tool. When you think about North Carolina gets the best jeans, and not only just the 2s. Steve Robinson has on some of the toughest ones that I've seen, the low ones. I've never seen those. That is exclusive only to North Carolina. It has to be a recruiting tool. And speaking of recruiting tool, who would not want to play for a coach that wears shorts in the middle of winter? How laid back does Mike Brey have to be to rock his shorts on the sideline in the middle of winter?
Yeah, he has been ahead of the curve on fashion for years, going with the mock turtleneck and going casual before it was more commonly accepted. But going with shorts on January 2nd, I don't think it's ever been done before.
Well, Mike Brey became popular. I mean, well, he was always popular, but it was big when he wore shorts at the Maui Invitational when his team won it a few years back. When you think about it, the Maui Invitational was in Asheville, North Carolina this year. Maybe he was having, his inner Maui is coming out, thinking about that, and so he wears the shorts into the state of North Carolina, trying to come up with a win like they did in the Maui Classic back with Bonzie Colson.
Inquiring minds want to know.
You didn't think I was going to take it there, but I did.
Well, I knew you were going to take it to how can you get yourself a new pair of Nikes.
Oh, I don't need a new pair. I need a pair of ones that Steve Robinson has on. I need a pair of the 2s that Coach Williams has on. And I saw them wearing the Jubilee 11s the other day. I need all that.
Irish with the basketball under 6 minutes remaining. 4-point lead. 5 to shoot. Goodwin's pass taken away. Here come the Tar Heels, and there goes once again Day'Ron Sharpe for 2 more.
And you know, one thing that we've seen, Day'Ron Sharpe has probably played the last 6 to 8 minutes consecutively. You don't normally see that from these bigs with North Carolina, but right now, that's who Roy Williams trusts most. He's rotating Bacot, Garrison Brooks, and Kessler, but Day'Ron Sharpe has been a mainstay on the court here in this second half.
And he's on the verge of becoming the first Tar Heel this season to reach the 20-point plateau. And there it is on the putback, give him 21. And more importantly, Carolina draws even. How will the Irish respond? Prentice Hug, skip past Goodwin, wide open 3. Well short. Zona gives it up. Goodwin, extra pass, Cormac Ryan. and he can't find the range.
But Notre Dame has gotten the looks. They just haven't been able to knock them down here as of late. But you have to think about how much energy they're having to put in defensively, especially on the defensive glass, to try to keep North Carolina from getting more and more opportunities on their offensive board.
Bacot on third effort, no. Sharpe will try again. He can't score, but he's fouled and will head back to the free throw line.
I'm not certain as is. I know it's the system because Roy Williams has always taught this. Ever since he's been at North Carolina, they've always been great rebounding teams. But it's also the talent. You're talking about two McDonald's All-American bigs. Bacot, a sophomore, Day'Ron Sharpe, a freshman. But two McDonald's All-Americans just flat out physically beating Notre Dame up on the interior. Nate Laszewski is winning the battle on the perimeter, but on inside is Sharpe and Bacot getting the job done.
Sharpe now with 16 this half. Well, we've got ACC women's hoops better than ever coming up on Sunday beginning noon Eastern. Clemson and Miami followed by Boston College, NC State, and then the nightcap Georgia Tech and Notre Dame, also streaming live on the ESPN app. There goes the game's leading scorer, Day'Ron Sharpe, out of the ball game.
Career high for Day'Ron in this game. And North Carolina with a 2-point lead, and they've needed all the contribution from him. But Doug, another when we talk about how much he's played, one of the things he's been able to do is stay out of foul trouble. That's one of the things that's hindered him throughout this season, as Juwan Durham is now able to try to take the lead back for Notre Dame after finishing through the contact and an opportunity at the free throw line for the and one.
And that layup snapped the 9-0 Carolina run. And so the grad student from Tampa, Florida, Juwan Durham, one of 4 captains this year for Mike Brey, at the line to try and retake the lead. R.J. Davis at the point. Freshman out of Archbishop Stepinac High School, just north of New York City, gets it back from Leaky Black.
And right now, the zone once again from Notre Dame. But the difficulty of playing a zone, especially against North Carolina, you do not have a box-out responsibility, which makes it difficult to keep the Tar Heels off the glass. You see another offensive rebound for North Carolina. But Davis ends up turning it over to the dismay of Roy Williams, who was taking it out on the scorer's table.
I saw at least 4 smacks of his open hand on that scorer's table. Well, off the court, Roy is about as easygoing as they come. On the court, he is intense. Timeout here in Chapel Hill.
Day'Ron Sharpe getting out in transition, showing off his skill. The big fella skilled with the basketball, and it has been his show here today.
It's bow time.
Nope, you're not seeing double. Bojangles is warming things up with thick, hearty steak biscuits all day long. And seeing that much steak can make anyone dizzy.
It's bow time.
Jim and Joanne are here to pick up the same prescription. They both know the system is not on their side. They both know drug costs are out of control. But one of them is taking back control with GoodRx.
Next.
So while he's paying that much, even with his insurance, she's paying this much just by using GoodRx. Use GoodRx to compare prices at pharmacies in your area and stop paying too much for your prescriptions. Download the free app today and take back control.
Why pay over $100 a month for cable when it's half the cost for Fubo TV? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Try free.
Let's be honest. Some pain in life can be easily avoided. Like the pain Americans get from overpaying on car insurance by $21 billion. Use the Zebra. It compares top providers and can save you hundreds of dollars. Avoid the pain. Compare for free at the Zebra.
When we started our business, we were paying like an arm and a leg for the postage. I remember setting up Ship Station. I think it was just like 1 or 2 clicks. Everything was up and running. I was printing out labels and saving money.
ShipStation saves us so much time. It makes it really easy and seamless. Pick an order, print everything you need, slap the label onto the box, and it's ready to go.
Our cost for shipping, like, we're cut in half, just like that.
ShipStation, the #1 choice of online sellers. Go to shipstation.com/TV and get 2 months free.
Bolt 24 keeping it real with Damian Lillard.
It pays to have range, like Bolt 24 antioxidant with vitamins A and C, Restore with 10 grams of collagen, and Energize with caffeine. All kinds of range.
Bolt 24.
It's bow time.
Nope, you're not seeing double. Bojangles is warming things up with thick, hearty steak biscuits all day long. And seeing that much steak can make anyone dizzy.
It's bow time.
Holy mac, what a crazy year this has been.
Lots of good topics, lots of good guests today.
It all starts with a clean shave in the morning to get yourself right.
Wound up and ready to go.
Corey Alexander, we've been treated to a pretty good one-on-one showdown. Our impact players, Nate Laszewski and Day'Ron Sharpe, have really brought it here in Chapel Hill.
They really have, and they've done it in different fashions. Nate Laszewski, who leads the ACC in field goal percentage, getting most of his damage done from beyond the arc. Day'Ron Sharpe getting it done in the painted area. Both these guys, big-time players, and finding a way to help their team win.
Big drive by Prentice Hub, finishing with the right hand to put Notre Dame back on top. R.J. Davis, no. Leaky Black on the offensive rebound. That is the 20th offensive rebound for UNC.
And that is, you know, that's the system, that's the culture of North Carolina. But you got to give Sharpe and Bacot especially a lot of credit. And it's not just those two guys. Leaky Black has 2 offensive rebounds on this possession alone. So they know to go after the basketball. And when you're not, I mean, let's be honest with it. You're not a good shooting team. You know you got to go back and get it. This time it pays off once again for Walton knocking down the 3.
Now 4 of 8 from the field, all long distance, give him 12 points, and the Tar Heels back in front. Under 2 minutes to go in regulation. Shovel pass to the cutter. Layup is good by Jogo.
Oh, I got to apologize to Jawan Durham. I told him stop passing the ball, and then he drops a dime. I have to admit when I'm wrong. Great play by Durham, recognizing Jogo cutting to the basket. And a nice cut. The beautiful find from Durham and the easy finish for Jogo. And that's a problem for Roy Williams. It can't be that simple. With 2 minutes remaining in a game, you're up 1. At this point, you have to be able to lock in and get a stop. That was Leaky Black who got back cut on that possession. He needs for Leaky Black to be a better defender. He's talked about that a lot this season. Needs him to be one of those lockdown defenders. Getting beat like that is too easy.
Tonight at 8 Eastern, we're having another watch party right here on ACCN when number 5 Texas A&M and number 13 North Carolina square off in the Capital One Orange Bowl. Chris, Mark, Coach, Eric, and some special Tar Heel guests will be joining you, providing analysis and reaction throughout the game. That's 8 Eastern right here on ACC Network. With Corey Alexander, I'm Doug Sherman. This game at the Dean Dome 48 hours ago was not on the schedule. Each of these two teams were slated to play different opponents. The games fell apart because of COVID reasons. And so Coach Williams and Coach Bray got together, and in 30 minutes 2 days ago on New Year's Eve put this thing together. And Corey, I'm sure glad they did.
I am too. And again, a very good game. We've had a great matchup between these two teams. Exciting coming down the line to see who finishes this off. But one of the most important things that you heard both coaches talk about was the word fair. Coach Bray said it doesn't have to be fair, and Roy Williams said he didn't feel like that either team had an advantage or disadvantage of playing this game.
Sharpe, the dunk. He's got 25.
Speaking of advantage, Day'Ron Sharpe has an advantage over pretty much anyone he plays against on the block. Right now, we talked about he's going against one of the leading shot blockers in Notre Dame history in Durham. And Durham is almost not even there on this possession. Sharpe physically just gets great position. I'm sorry, that was Laszewski. Durham came in to try to block it. But when you have two bigs on the floor, as Carolina does, you've got to pay attention to Garrison Brooks at that free throw line, and Durham going down, trying to help out Laszewski, who is at a disadvantage on that block versus Sharpe.
The UConn transfer, Durham, misses the first. You get another chance to try and retie the ball game. Can't get the roll. And it's Carolina basketball. Davis at the point. Out there with Black, Brooks, Sharpe. And Kerwin Walton, who tries to take the handoff. Instead, Sharpe keeps it. Under a minute now remaining. Five on the shot clock. Tough shot, contact. There's a block shot by Durham. Play on.
Great play by Juwan Durham. We talked about his shot blocking prowess, coming over, getting a big block on that possession.
Coast to coast. Prentice Hub with a layup. 65-64 Notre Dame.
Love Prentice Hub attacking the basket, not settling for the jump shot on that possession.
Timeout North Carolina.
And Mike Bray's talked about his team sticking their nose in defensively. Well, Day'Ron Sharpe has been able to dominate in the post. However, it's Juwan Durham coming over and making a huge play, blocking the shot, getting Prentice Hub out in transition, who's able to go high off the glass over the outstretched arm of Day'Ron Sharpe coming over for the block.
And so now if you're North Carolina in that huddle, Coach Williams, I'm assuming he's going to try and go inside to Day'Ron Sharpe.
Well, I believe that's the case, and right now Garrison Brooks on the floor spaces things a bit at the free throw line, so you can't leave him, especially if you're playing the zone, right in that middle. But Notre Dame has been man-to-man his last few possessions. I wouldn't be shocked if Mike Bray came out of this possession in a zone defense and switched things up a bit, not to give North Carolina the same look.
Brooks takes the inbound, hands it off to Davis. 5 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Now 10 seconds to shoot. Final 15 seconds of regulation. Leaky Black for the lead. He banks it home. 9 seconds to go.
And you like the play by Leaky Black. Once again, not settling, but recognizing that he was going to the rim, and no longer was Juwan Durham able to get down and contest that shot. So he goes right to the chest of Laszewski. If Durham does go over to try to contest that shot and he misses, that's an easy cleanup for Day'Ron Sharpe. But you like the aggressiveness by Leaky Black attacking the rim. Now where North Carolina has struggled this year is getting a stop. They've got 9.1 seconds to see if they can come up with a stop, finish the possession with the defensive rebound to win the game. Notre Dame, I'm sure, looking to try to get the basketball in the hands of Laszewski to be able to take the last shot. But I'm sure Mike Bray is comfortable with whether or not it's Prentice Hub, it's Dane Goodwin, or it's Laszewski taking the final shot to try to get his team a win.
Laszewski's got a team-high 25 points. Prentice Hub has 14 points. Durham's had a good second half. He's up to 8 points. Meanwhile, North Carolina is led by a career high from the freshman Day'Ron Sharpe. And then the go-ahead bucket by Rayshawn Malik Black. Leaky Black to make it 66-65 with 9.1 seconds remaining in regulation.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Leaky Black did the same thing against Stanford in the Maui Invitational earlier. He had the winning bucket against them, or at least the go-ahead bucket. So Leaky Black, although he hasn't had a great offensive game, coming up big for Carolina in clutch moments. And right now you see who Roy Williams trusts most defensively at the end of the games, getting Andrew Platek back on the floor, who started 2 games ago against Georgia Tech because of his defensive prowess.
So Platek comes in to double team Cormac Ryan to try and keep the ball out of his hands. Goodwin, the trigger man, can run the baseline for Notre Dame. They get it to Ryan. Into the front court. Into the paint. Finds Durham. His shot, no good. Ball kicks around, out of bounds, and the Tar Heels survive 66-65.
We saw Juwan Durham knock down the 17-footer earlier in the game. He has the ability to make that shot, but I'm not sure he's the guy that you want the basketball in his hands, taking the final shot of the game to try to get you a win. It was the right play for Notre Dame. However, that's one where you would love to have Nate Laszewski, who has a game